We are back on BTN Live and back in Iowa City with the head coach of the Hawkeyes, Kirk Ferentz, kind enough to join us on the eve of the battle for Floyd of Rosedale. And not just your football game, Kirk, but grapple on the gridiron, some 50,000 or so expected here in the morning. What a weekend it's going to be in Iowa City.
It is, and that's a great concept. I know the wrestlers have been talking about that for a while, so it's great that it all came together, and it sounds like Coach Smith at Oklahoma State was really receptive to the idea. But how neat for the largest wrestling competition ever to be in Kinnick Stadium. I think it's just fantastic and great for both programs.
That'll be a great morning and then a great evening expected as you guys play host to Minnesota. I know you don't pay much attention to national rankings, to what the media says about teams, but clearly you know you're number 5. And the players, the 19 and 20-year-olds, they do tend to pay a little bit more attention. How do you and the staff keep them on the straight and narrow?
You know, it's interesting. I walked out probably 5 or 10 minutes after it was announced out into our main area where the guys eat, and there was no celebration. I think everybody was happy to hear that and pleased. You know, you take it all with a grain of salt because right now it is significant. It's November, but you know you don't get any prizes for what you do in 9 games. So we still got a long race to run here, and I think our guys are aware of that.
Let's talk about this number 5 ranking, Kirk. Been a special season so far. Was there a significant moment, whether it's in the preseason or whether it was a game or a drive, that you felt as a coach, hey, we may have something special here with this football team?
You know, if I can just pinpoint one time specifically, but I think maybe a couple sequence. Right at the end of the Iowa State game, you know, we really did a good job of. That was a neck and neck game, and people I don't think outside of the state, as you know, Chuck,
right,
realize you know just what a tough game that is. It's a very competitive series, so for us to finish strong over in their place, that's not an easy place to play. That was good. A week later, for us to Pitt came back and tied us. A very good Pitt team
right,
came back and tied us. Desmond King brings the ball out outside the 30, and we drive it down, and Marshall Kane hits a 57-yarder. So I think maybe those two finishes to the ball games certainly gave us some pretty good momentum.
That was a fun finish with Pitt.
Yeah.
Is there a group on your football team, go back to training camp till now, that you said, hey, they've really come a long way as a position group and a couple of players? Anybody stick out that way?
You know, positionally, there's a lot made in the out of season in our state, at least, about our offensive line with 2 NFL tackles graduating. So we've played with 3 tackles. They've all done a good job playing. Really proud of them. Conversely, on the defensive line, we lost two NFL tackles also,
yeah,
with Carl Davis and Louis Trinket-Bazat. And again, the guys have stepped in and done a great job. But I think it's 2 groups right now. We've got the new players, guys that haven't played football, the guys I just touched on, plus guys like Miles Taylor, right on through first-time starters. And most importantly, our seniors are playing their best football, and that's where it all starts.
Absolutely.
Kirk, for those who are just now starting to pay attention to Iowa football and don't know what C.J. Beathard has done and the dynamic lift he's given your offense this year, what has impressed you most about his performance in 2015?
Well, you know, when he got here, he had a live arm and he has good feet, and but he's really kind of, I think, learned how to play the position. We started seeing that last year in particular. So you're never quite sure how a quarterback's going to play, as Chuck can tell you. We don't hit our guys in practice, and we never have. So, you know, when you get out there and start getting banged around a little bit, you get in those really pressure-packed situations on the road, at home, it doesn't matter. You know, how do you respond? And the 2 things that really have impressed all of us are his poise. It's just been really remarkable. And then beyond that, his toughness, both mentally and physically. And any quarterback that, you know, has those 2 attributes, I think everybody respects him. And, you know, we've had some pretty good ones here. A guy sitting next to me did a pretty fair job. So, you know, we've been really fortunate, and CJ's really done a great job this season leading the team.
Being banged around, he's been playing hurt or he's had some injuries. And have you practiced him differently since?
We have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the good news is right now it looks like he's starting to climb the ladder. You know, for a while there it was really tough. And before the Northwestern game, he got very little work during the course of the week. We were just trying to get him to the game. But you never know when he went out there and competed. You know, he's a tremendous young guy, really hard-minded. And, you know how it is, Chuck. I mean, guys rally. Everybody on the team rallies around that, not just offensive players, everybody. And, you know, he's won everybody's hearts.
Yeah.
Kirk, what's been the difference in the run game from 2014 to 2015? This year you've been able to do it with several different guys.
Yeah, I just think it's a cohesive effort. The line's done a really nice job. We're more balanced. We're able to throw the ball a little bit more efficiently, and you know, that helps the run game as well. And I would say our perimeter guys have really improved a lot. They're doing a good job blocking. Our fullbacks are healthy again. We didn't have that luxury last year. Tight ends do a great job. So it's really a team effort. And I was going to say our running backs, whoever's in there, has done a good job. They haven't been healthy, but whoever has been healthy has really been productive and brought whatever their strength is to the team.
It seems like speaking of that running back group, seems like they're hitting the holes better. They have better vision this year, or they're more patient. Is there anything you can put your finger on from last year?
I really can't. I think we're just a little bit more of a cohesive unit right now, and the guys have practiced well, and they carry it to the game. So it's really been good to see. And we've had a few surprises there too. When Jordan went down in the Northwestern game, all of us were a little concerned for obvious reasons. Akram stepped in and did a wonderful job. So it just seems like whatever happens, somebody else responds in a positive way.
Yeah,
Kirk, we'd be remiss not to touch on your opponent in Minnesota. Typically a team that likes to be downhill, just a running pounder between the tackles. Last 3 games, Mitch Leidner's averaging about 300 a game through the air, and that's against defenses like Michigan and Ohio State. What's your biggest concern with this Gopher team coming into Kinnick on Saturday night?
It starts with them. We just got done talking about quarterbacks, and there's a guy who's a veteran quarterback who knows how to win, and they're going to do what it takes, whether it's running the football, throwing the football. They're good in both areas. So, it starts with him. He's an outstanding football player and a real leader of their football team. They've got good receivers, good backs, and a very tough defense. So, this is another challenge for us. We've had 9 tough games. I expect this is going to be one more.
And finally, I expect the guys in the locker room talking about getting that pig back here to stay for a year.
Well, I learned the value of that trophy stuff back in 1981 against Minnesota right out there. I really didn't understand it. I grew up in Pittsburgh, and all that was kind of foreign to me. But when they came charging across our field, I had no idea what was going on. Well, that pig was right behind us, and they went right to him, not to see us. So ever since then, I've really understood the impact of that thing. And, that's what makes this series so great, and it's been great for a long time.
Kirk Ferentz, Iowa head coach. Kirk, truly appreciate the time. Best of luck tomorrow night.
Thanks, Rick. Thanks, Chuck. Good to be with you.
Iowa 1 win away from uncharted territory in the first ever 10-0 start in school history, guys.